Hey, everybody, and welcome back. So, Doug Ford's in the news again. Of course, he's in the news. He's always in the news. And when he's in the news, it's not good for him or his party, especially with what's going on with the US and Trump and the tariffs during a time when people rally around the leaders, even if they're not doing well. But of course, Doug Ford not doing well, people are still not rallying behind him because he's not good. He is only getting worse. The latest thing is Billy Bishop Airport. The federal government has said no to Doug Ford's plan to extend the runway, to allow jets to land, to give options for Torontonians to use different airport instead of Pearson, and to bring in so much more investment into the city of Toronto, because we all know he loves the city of Toronto and doesn't care about anywhere else in Ontario. So, because the federal government is not going to give him what he wants in the airport, his transport minister has come out and said they're now going to re-look at the support for the Alto high-speed train. Now, I don't begrudge them on this because at the end of the day, they were supposed to support each other on each project. But the thing is when you start threatening to take away your support, you need to make sure you have the cards to be able to call the bluff. Because if you don't have the support of the people, the other party won't care if you support it or not. Because at the end of the day, the people support it or they don't support it or whatever. And that's what counts. Yes, of course, it helps when the local government or leadership, whatever, also supports a project. But the deciding factor is, what do the people want? And of course, Doug Ford never listens to what the people want. He goes by feelings. He goes by what his friends want, what industry wants, and not what the people, the voters of Ontario, are asking for. So we're going to take a look, because do we all remember when he first proposed the expansion of the Billy Bishop Airport? Just at the same time, he was expropriating the land that Toronto owns to continue with this proposal. He said everybody wants it. Toronto wants it. Like 80% in favorable that we want this. So, they want choice. So they don't have to go to Pearson, this and that, let alone we have infrastructure to make it easy for people in Toronto to go to Pearson. The up train, Union Pearson Express. More flights come out of Pearson. How many flights can actually come out of Billy Bishop? The volume is not there. It's just the jets. He wants to add jets so he can get more people technically. But again, in the day, this is nothing to do with choice, because it's only going to add convenience. And when you have something that's more convenient, you're going to charge a premium price for it, because you'll have a choice. Go to Pearson, which is maybe a little bit extra time in terms of travel, or you can go hop from the condo right down the street, go across the island, and get on a plane and go wherever you want, because they're allowing jets. They can go further, so more locations. What do you think they're going to do? Lower the price to attract you to go and use the Billy Bishop Island? No, the attraction is the convenience, the time savings. And when you have that, you can charge a premium or keep the price the same. So there's not choice. This is an illusion. When everybody says choice, it's an illusion. So let's take a look at the numbers. The the numbers that convince the federal government to say no on this project. So this is very interesting, and like, this is again when they're trying to redirect, because they're calling the people who do not want this project fringe group. Ottawa gave into the demands of a fringe group when it rejected a pitch to expand the Toronto Island Airport, Ontario Transport Minister said Tuesday. Federal Transport Minister Stephen McKinnon rejected the plan last week after 87% of the 87,000 respondents to a public consultation opposed the idea. That's a huge number, okay? Huge number that say we don't want it. So they're listening to the people. You may think it's a good idea, but if the people don't want it, you have to listen to them because they're the voters. They have the last say in everything, because they'll vote you out. And at the end of the day, the politicians work for the voters. So they have to listen to them. We are their boss. We've seen the federal government here listen to a small fringe group in Toronto, but we as the province will continue to push forward on a modernization of this airport because it's the right thing to do. It has nothing to do with right or wrong. You can modernize it all day long. You can fix it up, clean it up, whatever. But at the end of the day, you still need the federal government permission to extend the runway to allow jets to land on the airports. Now, the numbers, when it came to the time when Doug Ford said there was 80% that wanted this airport for convenience and for choice, we are still waiting for his numbers or where his data came from, because Doug Ford always spouts these statistics but never brings any receipts to the table to show where he gets his numbers. So now, in Doug Ford's political savviness of knowing what to do when he gets dealt a blow, he doubles down. He's no longer going to support the Alto high-speed train, which again is not following the polls, the scientific data of what the people want. So now, in Doug Ford's political genius, he's now saying, you don't want to support my airports? I'm not going to support your Alto high-speed train. Again, not listening to what's going on and what the people want and what they think. And the federal government's going to be okay because they do have the support. They don't need Doug Ford's because the people want it. Now, there's a caveat to it, okay? So in an analyst research, Ontario support, and they say Ontario priority support, is at 42.9. And in Quebec, the priority support is 48.2. And what I mean by priority support, I mean people support it, but only 42 and 48% support it as a priority. That they think that's how much support that they think it should be done now, as opposed to other things that should be done for the country to make us strong. That doesn't mean they don't support the project overall. They just don't overwhelmingly support it to do it now at this moment, where the numbers for the Billy Bishop Airport Islands, no one supports it, let alone now or ever. Nationally split, Canadians remain evenly divided on whether it requires immediate federal prioritization, despite majority interest in the infrastructure project itself. Again, they want it, they're interested, they think it's a good idea, just not now. So does Mark Carney care that Doug Ford supports it or not? Absolutely not. Especially when Doug Ford has a disapproval rating of 72%. Because by the time the project's ready and will require support from the provincial government of Ontario, either being the Liberals, PCs, whoever it is at the time, the people support it. So whoever is leading the province at the time will be beneficial to support a project that the people supports. He's playing the game better than Doug Ford has ever played it. So they don't care. And this is the way Doug Ford should be playing it. It's politics. You should be listening to the people. If the people don't want it, don't do it. If the people want it but don't want it now, you don't do it. Because at the end of the day, they are the boss. We are your boss. You have to represent us. Not that you do what you want and lie about the support and everything else, especially with all those other scandals that Doug Ford has with the spending of the MPPs, his own spending record of going to trips to Disney Worlds for to host some sort of conference for a union, the Greenbelt scandal. Like there's like I could be here for 30 minutes going over everything wrong he's done just in the last 2 years. And that's why he has a disapproval of 72%. So the federal government doesn't care for his support or not. They did the right choice. And this is what Doug Ford should have done in the first place. And then to state that they still are going to go on to modernize the airport and spend taxpayer money on something that shouldn't be done, where there's other problems that money could go towards. Again, he's still not listening, still not learning. So it's only going to be a matter of time, and how long it's going to be before the caucus kicks him out is $1 million question right now. I say if things don't change within the next year, he will be kicked out as the PC leader for Ontario, if he's not able to bring his numbers up to at least 40%. Well, that's it for me. Let me know what you think. Do you think he's going to learn? Do you think Doug Ford's going to actually learn from this, be humbled by it, and actually start doing the right thing? Or are you going to be like me, that he's just a stubborn bull? He doesn't learn. He's never has learned, and it's only going to get worse. And do you think he'll survive until the next election in 2030? Or, like me, do you think he's going to be kicked out as the leader of the PC party for Ontario, and it'll be a fitting end for his political career? Anyways, guys, take care. We'll talk later.